And then we get into al-wa'ad, the promises. The wa'ad is the promise from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah promises the good of this world, such as being granted victory and prominence, and then promises good in the afterlife, such as being granted paradise. So the wa'ad is that if you follow these rules, if you obey Allah, if you're people of taqwa, Allah will give you tamkeen, He'll give you victory. In tansurullah yansurkum, He'll give you victory in this world. And if you deviate from them, فَلْيَحْذِرَ الَّذِينَ يُخَالِفُونَ عَنْ أَمْرِهِ أَن تُصِيبُهُمْ فِتْنَةٌ أَوْ يُصِيبُهُمْ عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ. Let them be forewarned. If they go against your way, you will be afflicted with calamities, with civil strife. The Prophet ﷺ said that, مَا نَقَضَ قَوْمٌ الْعَهْدَ إِلَّا سُلِّطُوا عَلَيْهِمْ عَدُوٌّ مِّنْ غَيْرِ أَنفُسِهِمْ. That people will not betray this covenant, a covenant of a prophet, except they will have enemies that will take over them. Right? So these are what you have to understand about the Quran. The Quran is a book of metaphysics. You have physical laws, like Newton described all these laws. You have laws of entropy. You have, a law of cause and effect. And those physical laws work in the world. So if you take a knife and you cut, there's a physical law that something's going to happen when you do that if you cut flesh. Metaphysical laws are beyond the physical realm. They're working at another level. And if you don't understand those laws, you will do the same type of harm that can happen to you with not understanding physical laws. Like if you don't know that jumping out of an airplane is dangerous, right, without a parachute, and even with a parachute it could be dangerous. But if you don't know that, and you jump out or jump off a building, right? Like there's a whole TV series, I think, of people jumping off because they're so stupid. And so they called that like jackass, because they're acknowledging how stupid it is. But there are people like that don't realize that you can really hurt yourself. And so they do things that are very harmful. The same is true. We're forewarned. This is the thing about the prophets. They have forewarned us about all of these things. And so that's the wa'ad, is the divine promise. And then you have the wa'id. So it's the same words, root, wa'ada, to promise, and wa'id is a threat, o'ada. So engenders fear of punishment in this world, right? But also engenders fear of punishment in the afterlife. So both are problematic. If you disobey these laws that Allah has set down, you're lucky if we get them in this world. It's better to get the effects of it. And that's why the Prophet ﷺ said, Inna ummati ummatun marhuma ju'ila adhabuha fi dunyaha. My ummah has the rahmah of Allah because its punishment is in this world. And so when you look at the Muslim world and see all the horrible things that are happening, you have to understand that you have to see the rahmah in a lot of it, because it is a result of, this is a place of purification. So if you're not going to do your purification here, if you're not going to consciously do it, Allah, if He loves you, will do it for you. And through a lot of suffering and through a lot of pain and tribulation. And that's why I mentioned earlier, that Ibn Ata'illah says, "Man lam yuqbil ala Allah bi mulatafat al-ihsan, qida ilayhi bi salasil al-imtihan." It's an amazing hikmah. Whoever does not go to Allah as a result of all of the ihsan, of all of the charity, of all of the providential care that God has shown you, if that doesn't drive you to God, then God will drive you to Him through tribulations. This is a tragedy of human beings.